Hello racing fans. We are live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway here, getting set for an all-star race, and it's a very special all-star race. As we take a look at the grid here, you can see that all these cars are Hendricks Motorsports drivers. But all of these Hendricks Motorsports drivers are the best to have ever come out of Hendricks Motorsports. Because this isn't just any all-star race. This is the Hendricks Motorsports All-Star Race. As 9 of the best Hendrick drivers here today line up for this race, let's go to our starting command. Alright racing fans, are you ready? Alright then, drivers, start your engines. And that was a very good command from our Grand Marshal today, as the engines have been fired up and as the pace car will lead them out. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's race. So on the front row, you got the pole sitter, Jeff Gordon, alongside Jimmy Johnson. Jeff Gordon was a 4-time champion, and Jimmy Johnson is a 7-time champion with 5 championships in a row. Row 2, you got Texas Terry Labonte, won the 1996 championship with Hendricks Motorsports, and Darrell Waltrip, who won the Daytona 500 in the 17 Tide car. On row 3, you got Ken Schrader, one of the few drivers who drove the 25 car, and Dale Earnhardt Jr., who drove the 88 car to the 2014 Daytona 500 victory. On row 4, you got Mark Martin, who came back as a 50-year-old man to finish second in the championship, and Jeff Bodine, who got Hendricks Motorsports their first win. And on row 5, the last car, you got Tim Richmond, one of the first drivers to drive the 25 machine. As the pace car enters into pit road, we've got 8 laps on this track with 9 different cars. As here comes Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson as they lead the field to green. Heading down the back straightaway, Jeff Gordon leads with Jimmy Johnson close behind. As here comes Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's made up a lot of places as he already passed Darrell Waltrip, as Jeff Gordon will lead the first lap. Heading into turn 1, Jimmy Johnson looking high, but it looks like it won't happen as Jeff Gordon continues to lead here. As Darrell Waltrip will make the move to 3rd place. Jeff Gordon will lead another lap, and it looks like Terry Labonte is starting to fall back, guys. Yeah, I just got word from his crew chief that there is something going on with the car as he is falling like a rock. As we got the first movers, Jimmy Johnson and Darrell Waltrip around the pit road, and we have a caution. Caution is out, and it's no surprise that it's Terry Labonte. Guys, I've been taking a look, hearing from his crew chief that Terry Labonte has an electrical issue, and it's a battery, and it has unfortunately died. So Terry Labonte is just stuck. And what that has benefited, it has benefited both Jimmy Johnson and Darrell Waltrip as they're already on pit road and now have just completed their pit stops. But boy, that was a much needed caution for both of them. As you can see, Terry Labonte is now being picked up by the rescue team, as it looks like his day is done, as pit stops are now underway. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is on pit road. He'll take 4 tires and fuel. Car is great, but needs to be a little tightened up. Right, as then we go to Jeff Gordon, who's been leading this race, but now he'll come out as 3rd. But overall, he has a great car, and he'll take 4 tires and fuel, and he's already out and away. So let's take a look at our race info on laps 5 out of 8. Jimmy Johnson is now the leader, along with Darrell Waltrip. Jeff Gordon is now in 3rd. And Terry Labonte is now the only car out of this race, as now we have only 8 cars left. As Terry Labonte is back in the garage, he is frustrated as his day is done. And it looks like we're back underway here, as Jimmy Johnson will lead Darrell Waltrip down into turn 1 and 2. Jeff Gordon is looking like he'll make a move back to 2nd place, as now he's right behind Jimmy Johnson. Can Jimmy Johnson lead this lap as they exit out of turn 4? And it looks like he will, as now there are 2 laps left in the race, and Jeff Gordon is now going to challenge Jimmy Johnson for the lead. As they exit out of turn 2, can Jeff Gordon take the lead away from Jimmy Johnson? As we head down the back straightaway, Dale Jr. has moved up to the 3rd, as Jeff Gordon will now lead as we enter the white flag, the final lap around the Hendricks Motorsports All-Star Race, as we now go 3 wide coming out of turns 1 and 2. Dale Jr. is looking for the lead, and he might just get the lead. But here comes Jimmy Johnson. He's not going to give up. Jeff Gordon is stuck in the middle. Down the front straightaway they come. They beat and bang, and it looks like it's Jimmy Johnson. Johnson might have won the race. And wait, I'm just getting word from the officials. And it is Jimmy Johnson. He wins the Hendricks Motorsports All-Star race. Let's take a look back at the replay, and let's take a look at that finish. So Dale was leading. Oh, Jimmy was sliding and just edges out Jeff Gordon, and Dale Jr. hits the wall coming out near the finish. But oh boy, what a race we've had. And congrats to Jimmy Johnson as he burns it down here in Charlotte. Now let's take a look at the final standings of this race. Jimmy Johnson, winner. Jeff Gordon is second. Dale Jr. is third. Mark Martin beats Darrell Waltrip for fourth. Tim Richmond in sixth. Ken Schrader seventh. Jeff Bodine in eighth. And of course, Terry Labonte, who had a battery failure, is out of the race and finishes dead last. But congrats to Jimmy Johnson, and thank you for watching the Hendricks Motorsports All-Star Race. We're signing off.